Omaha's news leader. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Good morning and Happy New Year. I'm Bill Shammer. Thanks for tuning in to KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. As we ring in the new year, we know many of you are working on resolutions to be healthier and happier. Today, we're getting motivation from some of the most inspiring stories over the last year and giving you 7 ways to a better new year. Lean into your passion. That's just what one Omaha police lieutenant is doing every day, not only serving his community, but sharing his musical talents as well. Here's Chronicle's Maddie Augustine.
Performing during a Sunday service at the Bellevue Christian Center.
Grew up in the church, and so early age, if we were doing chores on the weekends, we would sing as a family.
Lieutenant Marcus Taylor says music and singing are his place of peace.
But that being kind of the foundation, it's really helped my attitude and my outlook on people and that heart of service.
That heart of service is rooted in inspiration from his parents.
My parents being retired Air Force, that started early, and so we've always volunteered in the community with Special Olympics, and so service has just been part of what I've grown up into from that example.
Now, Taylor has been working for the Omaha Police Department for the past 20 years.
Serving on this job in regards to with the gang unit as the commander of the gang unit, homicide unit, and then felony assault.
And he says, seeing all of the progress the city and the department have made, he knows he's in the right place.
I'm here for long haul. I feel like I found my calling, my plan and purpose.
But never did he think his two passions would harmonize.
Oh, say, can you see?
Taylor chosen to sing the national anthem at OPD events like recruit class graduations.
I've gotten texts like from an old partner like, man, I had no clue.
The bombs bursting in there.
And growing up in a military family, Taylor says it's an absolute blessing.
What that means for those who've served our country and for freedom, living overseas, and the national anthem has a big time meaning for myself and for those who've sacrificed it all, and for those who've served in our armed forces. So like, it was an honor to do it.
Now, on to tip number 2, a random act of kindness every day. So many of you loved this story when we first brought it to you. A good Samaritan helping a man in a wheelchair cross Omaha's busiest intersection. That viewer reached out to us with a picture, hoping the community could identify the person, just to say thank you. And you did just that. Here's Samantha Pastorino with the kindness that was caught on cam.
It's one of the busiest intersections in the metro. Tens of thousands of cars cross 90th and Dodge every day. And Thursday, while delivering packages, Javon Hall met a man who was trying to cross on different wheels.
I was finishing up a delivery with Walgreens, and I kind of walked out, and he was just right over here, and then he just asked for help, and it was just kind of like a natural thing. I just said, yeah.
Hall didn't hesitate. He paused his package deliveries to deliver something else. Kindness to someone in need.
Especially with this intersection, and it's kind of like an incline, so it would have been a lot for him to get up to her, but I was just glad I was there to help him.
Hall says helping others comes naturally. It's how his mom raised him.
She's always been like a role model to me. You know, I've always looked up to her, and she always does the right thing, so I mean, she kind of just raised me right.
After pushing him to the library Thursday, Hall and the man went their separate ways.
He's a real cool guy, real chill guy. I didn't get his name at all.
But during our interview, Hall recognized a familiar blue coat at the bus stop. It was Twan, the man Hall helped last week, and he wanted to share his thanks.
He is a rescue, just like any fireman and the military.
Twan was born with a physical disability that makes him wheelchair-bound. He says his disability makes it hard to get a job and very difficult to get around.
Impossible to go up this hill and of course crossing the pedestrian line.
He used to have an electric wheelchair, which made getting around easier, but that broke. Now he has to use a manual chair.
The front wheel of my wheelchair, it locks up now. So when you push it just a bit fast, it locks up.
Twan says without help, he can't cross the intersection of 90th and Dodge safely. But Monday, by nothing other than a fateful run-in, Hall was able to help Tuan cross the street again.
To thank Javon a lot, and I'm glad he's here. Yeah, he rescued me good.
Samantha Pastrino, KETV Newswatch 7.
Need more people like that. Multiply those good acts with tip number 3, volunteer. Samantha has another story, this one on some special volunteers at Methodist Women's Hospital.
You're nice boys, yeah.
Kate and Kason Phillips' start to life was earlier than expected. The twins were born at 23 weeks, each barely weighing over a pound. Today, they're gaining strength at the NICU in Methodist Women's Hospital, surrounded by a care team and a very lucky group of volunteer cuddlers.
As a baby cuddler, we have the opportunity to literally hold the babies, snuggle them, read to them. Some people sing to them, not me.
Dr. Deb Perry has worked as a physician at Methodist for over 35 years. And as she's moved towards retirement, it's given her the time to volunteer cuddles. These cuddles are more than just heartwarming. They're strengthening.
It lets them know they're loved and secure.
Doctors say physical touch like this improves language and overall development for babies. And the benefits also extend to the parents of these little ones. Tori Pites is a mom to former NICU babies, and she says this allows her a way to give back.
It is for those parents that can't be up here all the time, if they have to go back to maternity leave or they live far away, just to have someone be able to snuggle their baby when they can't be here.
There's no parent who could be here 24/7, so anything the cuddlers can do to kind of help fill that gap is good.
Cuddlers giving parents relief and more. They even leave notes for mom and dad on everything babies did while they were gone. As for the cuddlers themselves and the rest of the NICU team, they say they do get something out of this too.
A lot of love. A lot of love. I just love seeing these and watching them grow, and then when they have the NICU reunion, seeing those kids running around as 2, 3, 5, 10-year-old kids, and you know what, hopefully your little impact as a cuddler has had on those kids.
What a great story. Well, when you're done volunteering, how about number 4? Support a local business. One Omaha woman took that to the next level, visiting 100 coffee shops over the last 2 years. But her mission is about much more than a latte. Here's Chronicle's Julie Cornell.
Maybe it's the busyness.
It honestly gets too quiet at home.
Christine? Or the cushy couches.
It does feel like being in someone's living room. Cozy, comfortable.
Or the endless concoctions of deliciousness.
Iced caramel salted mocha.
I just found it to be my happy place.
For Brianna Parsons,
I love just coming into a coffee shop and feeling the vibe and just the atmosphere that's in there.
coffee shops distract.
That is really good.
From the daily grind. 2 years ago, working remotely for Community Alliance, Brianna wasn't feeling her best.
Then I got diagnosed with epilepsy, and that was a life-altering moment. I also was diagnosed with anxiety, OCD, around that same time frame.
She poured out her challenges to a therapist.
He was asking me, what makes you happy? And I said, coffee shops make me happy. And he's like, well, find more of those moments in your life that make you feel the same way coffee shops do.
So she did.
Big Grove Coffee Co. There is Sweet Beans.
Making coffee houses.
Ziggy's Coffee Shop, Moon Hollow Coffee.
Her home office.
There's Stories Coffee Company, Lake Cordier Bakery and Coffee.
And she's using her marketing, photography, and journalism skills to share her creativity featuring coffee shop moments on social media. This month, a milestone.
I'm finally getting to the 100th.
She's visited 100 coffee shops and made friends along the way.
It's great to have you back in the shop.
Like Pastor Chris Ford, who owns The Table in the Old Market.
I feel like some of your values are similar to ours about just loving people well, reaching them.
Now, we should tell you that Brianna isn't a fan of actual coffee.
It's very ironic. I don't actually drink coffee, but it's the people, it's the atmosphere, it's everything else about the coffee shops that I love.
Brianna's coffee shop moments are about more than her drink of choice.
It's been something that God has been wanting me to do for a while. He put it on my heart.
Brianna had a fragile start in life as a 1-pound, 9-ounce preemie. She's always reached to understand her purpose.
Even just after all the medical things that I've been through in my life, being able to build this up and just expand it to something bigger than myself is really what I'm here to do. Last year, I I was just kind of in like a funk. I was stuck.
She holds mental health focused workshops at night in coffee shops.
What got you into your specific outlet, creative outlet?
Helping other people tap into their creative outlets.
So this was one of the things that I've been wanting to do, spread creativity and mental health in the community.
She calls them Open the Mind workshops, and she is now that warm friend, there for others.
Photography has been a constant for that to help me through my mental health.
Like a welcoming cup at your favorite coffee shop.
So we'll see you again, right? Tomorrow, right? Sounds good. We'll be here.
Giving back in so many ways. Next on KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle, a young girl's brave battle and how her family built a support system out of an online community. That's next.